What is up, you guys? Welcome back to another video. Welcome back to the garage. Today we're gonna keep making progress on the Mark 1 Rabbit pickup, the next giveaway car. We actually still have the Mark 2 coupe in here, the black one, 3.2 swap. You guys know that car. We did a bunch of videos on that car, a bunch of coverage. Check it out one more time. Here it is. We're still making some progress on it. I had to cut off the last video because it was just getting really long. Because we still have this car here. This is only I'm filming this video like the day after I finished off the other video, the video before this. So where we last left off on that car, we're waiting on the brake booster. Actually, the brake booster is actually the problem, not the master cylinder itself, but the owner wanted to go ahead and change the master cylinder anyways because it's an old part and it's been sitting there for who knows how long. So he wants to refresh the entire brake system, not the entire brake system, but mostly the rubber, I guess, parts that have things that can dry out over time, such as the brake lines as well. Those are going to be replaced. Only problem we ran into is that the rear brake lines, the ones that he ordered, were not the correct ones because he actually has the Mark 4 calipers on it. So you gotta wait for those to come in the mail. Brake booster should be here today. And I'm not really too sure what we're gonna be doing today on the Rabbits, but I actually do have to go pick up some parts from a friend of ours. He is all the way in Kenosha. I wanna say maybe hour and a half or so away. So gonna be making the trip over there right now. And the car we're gonna be taking is a car that we don't share too often. Check out what we got. Here we have the Rabbit, guys. The Rabbit is out and about today. It's super hot. It's like 85 degrees, but I mean, it's just a perfect opportunity to take this thing for a drive. Don't really drive it too often. I want to drive it more, but we've just been so occupied with the giveaways and all the work we have in the garage. I want to take this thing out on a drive, get it lubricated, get all the rust off from the rotors and everything. Let's give it a quick shakedown. It's gonna be a nice drive, hour and a half. But before we take it, I want to do something real quick to it. Let me show you guys what's going on. It's over here in the back. So you guys can see the rear bushings in the back are absolutely clapped on this thing. So ordered these polyurethane ones online. Nice red stuff. Gonna be swapping these on real quick before we make the drive over there and see if they make any difference. It should. I mean, those are absolutely, the ones that are on now are horrible. So let's throw these on real quick and let's make the drive over there. All right, a few minutes and it's done. Looking much better. Only thing is I didn't replace the upper bushings because I don't know why, but the metal bushing that goes in between the coilover thread that aligns it, for some reason that bushing was too big for the poly bushing, so I just left the original ones how they are. They're in good shape. The bottom ones were in horrible condition, so I replaced those for sure. But if this doesn't work out, I'll replace these upper ones with the poly ones once I'm back. But right now I'm just really late. I'm in a rush, so this will do for now. All right, packages acquired. Finally picked it up, finally made it. Here we have a Mark 1 front Euro bumper. I don't know if this one's genuine or not, or if it's a replica or any kind. I don't see part numbers. Maybe it's hidden under this reinforcement bar, but I also have the brake booster for the Rabbit pickup as well, wrapped up in the car cover because I don't have anything else. But yeah, let's go back home. We got an hour and a half to drive. clutch went out, or the clutch master, the clutch slave cylinder went out. This This is the worst possible time for this to happen. Just went to pick up some parts, some more things we needed for the Rabbit pickup truck, and now this happens. So see how we get home in this traffic jam. We're moving, fourth gear. We're in fourth gear. I think as long as we don't have to stop moving. Thankfully, we're on Lakeshore Drive. It's like it's kind of a highway, kind of a road, mix of both, but there's no stop signs until I get at least 2 miles away from the house. So it could have been worse. Now that we're moving, we should be all right. I could have been in a different state or something like yesterday. So we should be all right. We should be able to make it. No clutch, but we'll be all right. So we somehow made it to the other garage. Oh man, it was pretty exhausting, just driving first, second gear throughout the streets, and yeah, just having to turn it off and turn it back on after every stop. It's alright, we made it. I had to push it into the garage because I just didn't want to mess with the reverse and risk crashing something. But yeah, I don't know when it's gonna be the next time that we get to mess with this thing. The next time I get to drive this car. We got so many other things to do, but I guess we'll get to it when we get to it. Good car anyways. This is probably my fault. Something I probably messed up, and what I usually think is if something was gonna happen, if something was gonna break, it's gonna break eventually. So thankfully I wasn't too far from the house. Alright guys, so we are back in the garage. It's been a while since we last did an update on the 24 valve that we have here for the Mark 1 Rabbit pickup giveaway truck. The last thing I recorded was the fail that I had when I broke down with the Rabbit when I went to go pick up the radiator, and what else did I end up getting? I got the radiator, the heat shield, and the hose for something else that happened in here. I needed to get that welded up, so haven't really recorded much since then. I think the last thing also was that we painted the transmission, the second transmission, that we thought wasn't going to work, but it actually did end up working. So let us explain to you what exactly is going on right now with these transmissions and the headache that they've been giving us. Okay, so here we have it. We already got the transmission bolted up to the engine. Like we said last time, we thought that the transmission wasn't bolting up to the block. We thought it was a transmission issue, that we had the 4-cylinder instead of the 6-cylinder, which we needed for the 6-cylinder VR6, but the issue actually wasn't that.
It was so confusing, like I was so thrown out that I knew the 4-cylinder transmission were totally different than the VR6, but I never experienced this that make me doubt like if I was getting a 4-cylinder transmission or what was going on, because I never dealt with this issue before. And so we painted the second transmission, we put it on, and it didn't work.
Same thing.
So I went to a friend that had a transmission laying around, another 028 transmission for a VR6, and I went and picked it up, and I told him what was going on, what the problem, the issue I was facing. And he's like, I'm not sure, but I think your problem will be with the engine block. It's like, I believe those engine blocks were for automatic and stick shift are different, which I never ran into that problem before. I did a couple of 24 valves and never had that issue. So apparently in 2003, when they did the GLIs, those come up with automatics and 6-speed manual. So here's the issue. Everything bolts perfectly fine. You got all the bolts lined up and everything, but not the back. If you guys know, these bushing, it's supposed to go into the transmission. This one over here. But obviously, it's not going up. It's a little higher with the transmissions being a little different. It's supposed to go into that transmission.
This block is from an automatic car.
This block, it's from an automatic car. So actually, I end up going to a friend's house to pick up another transmission before I went and talked to Dimitri for the third transmission. So I went to Juan's house because he bought the whole swap for his Corrado, which is the same thing. He's going to be running an automatic engine or block with the VR6 transmission. But what they did, They had the same issue. What they end up doing, they put a bracket from here to here, which is not the greatest the way they did it, but I guess it worked for them. So that's why I was so confused. I was like, no, that's not gonna work. That's something's happening. So when I went and talked to Dimitri, he kind of
He's a tech, or what is he? A mechanic?
He works for the dealership. He knows mechanic. Yeah, he's a mechanic. I would say he's a mechanic, but he's running the parts department. He said, I think, and I think the shop. I forget what else he told me. He's running two things in the Volkswagen dealer. So he definitely knows what's going on with these motors, and he's been in the game a long time ago. So he definitely knows his stuff. And so he went, I come home, and when I was driving back home, he's like an hour and a half away from here. When I was driving home, he sent me a text. I think he went online and find exactly what he was telling me. The engines are different, the blocks are different, from automatics to stick shift. So here's the solution we found, and I think it's gonna work fine.
What light?
So here's what we did. The engine block, it's really thick in this section over here, and it was enough.
Turn off the light.
So it's got really thick, material over here. So I'm not worried about it's gonna crack or anything. Basically, we are catching 3/4 of the bolt into the block. So this is what's gonna be holding the back of it. But the reason I'm saying I'm not worried about it, because we got the other bolts as well. Plus you got your 2 mounts, then you got your rear mount, so the engine is never gonna be doing any splits. And with this holding over here, it's 3/4 of the moon kind of thing, holding it together. So it's never gonna be an issue. So I think that's how we're gonna run it, and it shouldn't be a problem. I think we will be safe. If you guys know anything better, let us know. We can always try to make it better. Try to do something different, but I think this is gonna be just fine. As I mentioned, you got this mount over here, this mount over here, which is kind of solid. Then you got the front one, which is all tied together in the front, and you got the rear one in here to the body. So like I said, this is never gonna be doing this. It's never gonna open up. So I think it's just because of the axle or whatever goes up here, because it was kind of weird shape. So I think that's kind of probably what it is. The axles and
Clearance for the automatic axles or something.
I think so. Yeah.
Automatic gearbox.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah. I think that's what it is. But we should be good.
So yeah, we pretty much painted this transmission for no reason. Kind of. I think you needed one anyways for your Cabrio.
Yeah, I mean, right now we got 3.
No, you already have a transmission on that one.
We got. I'm running one, an 02A. Then now we have an 02J, and now we're gonna have we just pick up the other one. So we got.
Oh my
3.
God. You picked up the other one still?
Yeah, I picked up the other one still. 'Cause I wasn't sure.
So
we always gonna need it anyways. Those are hard to come by, so especially local, that you can just drive and pick it up. So now it's ready. It's kind of ready to go in there. I think we gotta put the mount for the bottom. No, we do that afterwards. After it's installed, we do the front one when it's installed, because of the crossbar will not let us put them on.
Yeah.
And I think we're missing the cap that goes in the front. We gotta find it.
Cap?
The little.
Oh, the cup for the mount.
That goes to the mount.
Bolted chassis.
I don't know if we have it here or we have it in the storage. I think it's in the storage.
Maybe.
Yeah. Anyways, we gotta get this thing ready. Put it under the truck, and we can always, do the shifter box, do the gas pedal. If we don't have the extra piece to put it up today, we can always do that tomorrow. It's getting late already.
So while my dad is over there finishing up bolting the transmission and the engine together, I'm going to be over here working on the accelerator pedal. So this is the bracket that we have, a stainless steel bracket that's going to allow us to adapt the Mark IV pedal onto this chassis. So was a little bit confusing because this bracket, it's not too common. It's not from the usual companies that are out there making swap kits, from a different brand. I forgot what it is, but this one is actually pretty nice because I think the other ones they require you to make a hole through the firewall, and this one doesn't. So how this one connects is this one is going to be held on by the bolts that come from the bracket for the pedal cluster, and this bracket that holds onto the booster, so it's going to be inside. I already loosened the booster over there. It's all loose. Now I just got to pull the pedal cluster out, and this bracket should slide right in. Alright, so I got the pedal cluster off so I can give you guys a better idea of how this bracket works. I was struggling a little bit, you guys saw there, to install it with the bracket that we have here for the accelerator pedal, right here, the Mark IV. It's going to bolt onto right here into this slot right here. So it's having an issue. I didn't realize that the bracket for the pedal was hitting on the original bracket, this one right here. So this one is going to have to come off completely because it's in the way. We're not going back to the OEM pedal anytime soon anyway, so I guess I can give you guys a better explanation now that all the parts are off. So this is how the pedal cluster sits. These are the 3 bolts for the brake booster bracket, accelerator pedal on the right side. So this is what it's going to look like with the bracket on there. So let's cut off the original bracket and we should be good. Alright, so we're finally ready to mount up the engine. First things first, we got the engine sitting right here. We're about to lift up the truck itself a little bit so we have a little bit more clearance, but taking off the core support first.
This is something that we come up with, my friend and I, to make this removable, so we don't have to deal with the radiator inside and then the engine, and then there'll be no room to do the intake and all that kind of stuff. So this basically allows you to do like a Mark II type of thing, so which is kind of helpful.
Yeah, a lot more of the clearance, and it makes it easier too when you're working in here. And then especially with the VRs, if you ever have an alternator go bad or something like that, it's almost impossible to reach it. But with this modification, cutting the radiator support,
yeah, even
you got a lot of clearance right here. So
even if the radiator goes bad or something, you can always take it off instead of removing the whole
dropping
engine.
the entire engine.
Yeah, like, and especially like for those of you that have seen it, how the intake, it's so close, like the bolts that goes under. With this thing, it's almost next to impossible to do it. It can be done, but it's so hard. And with this, it makes it a lot easier. So I strongly recommend you guys modify this so it can be removed.
Yeah.